just to remove it. Okay, now what I do is I'll say var remove underscore HTML equal to, let me put a small link here. Let's see what happens. A href equal to, I'll give hash because I don't want any action on that, and I'll say class equal to remove, I'll say some class. It's a remove. You can use icons also, which I'll be showing how to use icons. And here just before this, I close this, I'll use concatenation operator, and I close this and remove HTML. Okay, I've done nothing. Let us see what happens over there. Random colors, yeah, random colors. I always give random colors because I, I like surprises. So let's see, yeah, remove one side of everything. And what I want to do is, like, when I click on remove, it should have disappeared. Okay, it should disappear when I say remove. Okay, let's see what we can really do. So now, what is the class over there? Remove, right? So after button dot click, I have to write it here because it's separate action. So dot remove dot. Whenever I click it, right? Whenever I click on remove, what should happen? First thing, I'm passing a parameter here. Remember this parameter event. Okay, what it really does. Now I'll explain you what event is. So what we learned here, we learned anything special? Nothing special here. All is doing up and getting it. Nothing special we are learning. Now we'll be learning something here called event. Okay, event. Event is an argument passed to the event function. Let's say. Now what exactly this means? Whenever you click on a link, what is the default action? Default action is to navigate to that link, right? Right? Whenever you click on submit, what is the default action? Is to submit the form, right? Am I doing wrong anywhere? Nope. Sandeep, great man, you always appreciate me. Tawfiq, is there anything wrong there? What is the default action when I click on a submit button? So those are all the default actions, are nothing but the events here. So I'm passing them as an events. The default actions are my events there. Whatever's there in that event variable, okay, it's a default action. Now I don't want to happen that. Now let's see. When I click this, okay, I click this. Did I refresh it? Let me just install this. There's something error. Nothing. Hashtag is remove. Yeah. Fine. Okay. So that default action is nothing but the event over there. So what I do is like event dot prevent default. So this will prevent the default action. It does not let the default action to be executed. Okay, now what I do here is dollar this dot remove. Okay, I said dollar this dot remove. Let's say what happens. So here click, I say, you see here default action, this is happening actually. This should not happen. Okay, it's still happening over there. So that means there is some error out there. Okay, there is some error out there. Now this is very important. what actually happening over there is I am adding the DOM nodes, okay, dynamically. The document has been loaded. Whenever I say add address line, it's dynamically adding them, okay, right? But it's dynamically adding them. Now, so these elements, these nodes are not being recognized by the document actually, because they are added later. They're not added on load. They've been added later. Now any event you write on them, document it does not know about them because they were not there before. They were being added dynamically. You getting the point? Are they getting added dynamically? Right? They are getting added dynamically. So these normal events, whatever the click, key press, change events, do not work because they are dynamic. So how do we solve this problem? To solve this problem, we have our next method, which is called on. So remember, anytime you write any event, either be it loaded on page load or you add it dynamically. So always go for the method called on. Now on has this syntax. Okay, on is a method which tells the browser to consider everything which is written on that particular selector. I'll tell you what exactly this means. So let me write a syntax here. This is nothing but I can use body or anything over there, any selector over there. Usually what I do is like I'll write document on. Okay, here comes the event. Now the default actions are avoided by the prevent default itself, which is written over here. This is a standard syntax to avoid the default actions. Suppose you can avoid when I write a event. I'll explain you this with a more profound example, with a solid example, the default action. But let me just finish out this syntax over here. So this is the event. What are the click you say? This is the event. Event, comma. This is a selector on which you want to apply the event, and this is the function. Okay, this is the syntax of on. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess this sounded like an explosion. So instead of this, now here, what I do is I'll say document dot on. Okay, so the event, remove this, comma. What is the selector out there? Dot remove, right? Remove function. Okay, so the event, the selector, and what should happen when I click on it? Okay, any questions here? So let's see what happens here. So I'm removing this. See, I click on remove, it removed that particular node. Did you see that? So see, I click this. Now I say remove, this particular node is removed because I said $this remove, right? I said $this remove, but I wanted everything to be removed, not just that. I want everything to be removed, not just that. So what I do is $this dot parent. Now this is a new method. Parent means the one which is parent, which is above that.